Hi, this is Bob Pockris, and I'm here with Kenny Bruce. We're going to recap the weekend of racing here on SceneDaily.com. In all three of NASCAR's National Series, the guy who was leading the points extended his lead on the challengers. Camping World Truck Series, Ron Hornaday extended his lead by 224 points over Matt Crafton, while Timothy Peters got his first truck win. That was kind of exciting to see. And then in Nationwide Series, Kyle Busch extended his lead over Carl Edwards to 215 points. Brad Keselowski pretty much drove through everybody and hoisted the big Elvis trophy, and he was pretty excited too. Another interesting story, because obviously he's kind of a lame duck driver there at Junior Motorsports, headed to Penske Racing next year. On the Cup side, you had Jimmie Johnson. He extended his points lead to 118 now over Mark Martin. Heck, he probably doesn't even have to go to Talladega, let alone worry about it. But what's wrong with him? He only finished second to Denny Hamlin.
Well, you know, I mean, he's going to have to go to Talladega. He's going to have to go to the rest of them. 118 is not, it's not insurmountable. Is that the word I'm looking for?
I think that's
for the other guys?
Looking for.
Yeah, I had to reach down to get that one. But, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, he finished second. Everybody said, you know, Jimmy's won 5 out of the last 6. He's won 6 times there at Martinsville overall. You know, go ahead and give him the win and let's move on to the next track. Well, Denny Hamlin wasn't having any of that.
No, Denny Hamlin wasn't. A big kind of, not a hometown victory, but a home state victory for Denny Hamlin. His second at Martinsville. It seems at Martinsville everything always comes down to Denny Hamlin, Jimmie Johnson, who's going to knock who out of the way. It looked like Jimmy really never got much of a chance to knock Denny Hamlin around at all.
No, and Jimmy talked about that yesterday after the race. You know, he said basically I had one shot, and he said I really didn't get underneath him enough to feel comfortable moving him. And he said at that point, you know, I'd lost my chance at it and messed up my own line. So I think both Denny was aware of what had happened there in the spring, and Jimmy was aware of it, but it was just one of those things that the cards just didn't play out right for either one of them.
Well, and I think another thing too is Jimmy wins back in March or April, when there, and Denny Hamlin's just a little bit behind him. And so Denny Hamlin gets his car to work better. They keep working to improve it. While Jimmy's like, well, we have a car that we won with. We shouldn't change it too much because, hey, we won with it. So, you know, I was talking to Chad Canals after the race. I think Chad said, well, you know, great job by the 11 guys. They improved a little bit, maybe a little bit more than Jimmy's team was able to improve there, and it doesn't take a whole lot at Martinsville.
No, and you know, you have to wonder too, both practices got rained out on Saturday. So, you know, would that have allowed Chad and Jimmy to kind of put their heads together and maybe went a little bit different direction or something? Yeah, but either way, I mean, Jimmy didn't have practice, but Denny didn't either. So you can't really, you know, that's kind of a wash.
Yeah, Mike Ford and Denny Hamlin's heads would have to get together. We'd have had a chance to get together too.
Yeah,
so.
There's always a chance you can mess something up instead of making it better too. So maybe it was a good thing.
Well, it was exciting to see. I think for a lot of Virginia fans, Denny win in Virginia this weekend at Alabama. I don't think we have any Alabama drivers in the field at Talladega Superspeedway, but we'll be talking about what happens there next week on SceneDaily.com.